Luke Pearson is a British illustrator, cartoonist, and comic book writer, who is best known for the Hilda series of comic books, and the Netflix series also based on the comics. Although Luke was born in County Durham, he grew up in Tamworth. Luke is also known for his storyboard work on the Cartoon Network series, Adventure Time. Kimberly Southwick is best known for being a contestant on Series 4 of the British reality show The X Factor. Kimberly made it through to the finals, but sadly lost her place during the live shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kimberly!
Kimberly grew up in Tamworth, and became interested in singing, acting and dancing at an early age. And at the age of 7 she took part in a production of Mother Goose at the Birmingham Hippodrome. After her X Factor departure, Kimberly has appeared on the Channel 4 series, Shameless, opened a stage school in Tamworth, and was asked to appear on the Glee Mania stage tour. And in 2013, Kimberly appeared on Britain's Got Talent, as part of the group Clubtown Freaks. Jean Kemp was an English author best known for her children's books. Jean was born in 1926 in Wigginton near Tamworth. From 1972 she wrote stories for children about a pig named Tamworth, named after the town she grew up in. Jean wrote around 30 books, but her best-known book is The Turbulent Term of Tyke Tyler, which is part of the Cricklepit series. Jean Kemp passed away in 2015, aged 88. David Clem Clemson is an English rock guitarist who was born in Tamworth in 1949. David has played as a member in a number of bands including Colosseum and Humble Pie. Clem has also written music scores for many films and TV programs, including The Simpsons, Baywatch, Sex and the City, G.I. Jane, Lawn Dogs, Tomorrow Never Dies and Notting Hill. Clem can be seen here performing with Colosseum, in this short clip from 2014. Emma Slater is an English-American professional dancer and choreographer. Emma grew up in Tamworth, where she joined local stage schools, and at the age of 10 she started her training in ballroom and Latin American dance, and later won a number of competitions in England. At the age of 15 she appeared in the George Michael music video, Round Here.
Hi you guys, I'm Emma Slater.
Emma has numerous titles to her name. At the age of 16 she won the British Under-21 Latin American Championships. In 2008 she was featured in the movie Mamma Mia, and later went on to join the American edition of Dancing with the Stars. Sue Foster from Tamworth is a former English snooker player. Sue was runner-up in the Pontins Women's Championships 3 times, in 1977, 1978, and 1982. And was national women's champion in 1980, 1982, and 1983. Sue Foster won the Women's World Snooker Championship in 1983 and the £2,000 prize money. However, this was considerably less than the £30,000 that Steve Davis received for winning the Men's World Snooker Championship of the same year. We can see Sue in this short clip at the Belgrave Sports and Social Club in Tamworth. David Black from Tamworth is a retired British long-distance runner. David competed in the marathon at the 1980 Summer Olympics. During the 1980s David was often a regular sight training on the roads near his home in the nearby village of Polesworth. In this clip we can see David competing in the 10,000 metres at the 1974 Commonwealth Games in New Zealand, where he finished second place, winning the silver medal.
It's Taylor, New Zealand, at the shoulder now of David Black of England. Dumas closing up. Blackie Stewart, the champion, being lapped. He's got 3 to go, and these boys have got 2, and the gold medal as Richard Taylor takes the gold. David Black for England the silver, and Juma of Kenya will get...
Gemma Palmer from Tamworth is an English model and professional wrestler. Born in 1986, Gemma's mother encouraged her into modeling, whilst her father encouraged her into athletics. As a child, Gemma won the Little Miss Midlands and Miss Little Sea competitions. And later, as an adult, went on to win the 2006 Musclemania Britain. Gemma is best known under her gladiator name Inferno, after taking part in the 2008 British television series, Gladiators, in which she appeared in 35 episodes, and even has her own Inferno Gladiators collectible action figure. Ernest William Titterton was a British nuclear physicist born in Kettlebrook, Tamworth in 1916. Ernest is best known for his work on the Manhattan Project at the Los Alamos Laboratory, where he helped develop the first atomic bombs. At the age of 4, Ernest attended the infant school located next to the family home in Thames Street, Kettlebrook, Tamworth. After 2 years, Ernest moved to a boys-only school in Glasgow. Research suggests this was probably the Bowlhall Boys Boarding School, located on the Glasgow Road, and later renamed William McGregor School in 1937, and it was here that Ernest became interested in science. Titterton later won a scholarship to attend the Queen Elizabeth Grammar School, located on the Ashby Road, near Tamworth Town Centre, where he studied maths, chemistry and physics. His physics teacher, William Summerhayes, can be seen here on the right. Later, Ernest was accepted into the University of Birmingham and obtained his Bachelor of Science in 1936, and was awarded a Master of Science degree in 1938. Whilst at the university, for the early part of the Second World War, Titterton worked as a research officer for the British Navy, working on radar systems, and was awarded a PhD in physics in 1941. In 1943, Ernest was sent to the United States to assist in the development of atomic weapons. In 1947, Titterton returned to England, and later became a consultant to the atomic weapons establishment that designed and developed Britain's first nuclear weapons. In 1950, Ernest accepted an offer from the Australian National University, where he held positions on various science, defence and nuclear-related projects, including British nuclear testing in Australia. Titterton officially retired in 1981, but he maintained a lively interest in nuclear physics. In September 1987, Ernest was seriously injured in a car accident which left him severely disabled. Ernest Titterton died on the 8th of February 1990, aged 73. Rebecca Ryan is an English female singer and songwriter from Tamworth. Her debut single You Lift Me Up was released in 1996 and reached number 26 in the top 40 UK singles chart. Rebecca's follow-up single, Just a Little Bit of Love, didn't quite make the top 40, peaking at number 51 in the UK. The following year, Rebecca released her cover version of Barbra Streisand's Woman in Love. Sadly, this song also failed to make the top 40. In 2001, Rebecca secured a new recording contract with Jive Records and released her album, Big Trouble. The lead single You Think You've Got the Right received good reviews, but the album suffered from poor sales. Rebecca has also appeared twice on the ITV reality show The X Factor, first in 2007 and again in 2016.
Rebecca Ryan.
Okay, and where are you from, Rebecca?
I'm from Tamworth.
The judges put her through to boot camp, but sadly she lost her place during the 6-chair challenge. Phil Bates is an English musician who has been a member of many notable bands, including Trickster, Quool and ELO Part 2. Phil was born in Grendon, Warwickshire in 1953 and spent most of his childhood growing up near Tamworth. Phil soon became interested in music after listening to his uncle's old 78 gramophone records. During the 1960s, Phil enjoyed listening to music by the Beatles and became interested in learning to play an instrument. He eventually persuaded his parents to buy him a Spanish guitar. Phil can be seen here performing the music of Hello in Germany in 2013. Mark Kevin Albrighton was born in Tamworth on the 18th of November 1989. As a child, he soon became interested in football and a supporter of Aston Villa, and regularly enjoyed playing football in the family garden. Albrighton had short stints for a number of junior clubs in the Tamworth area, including playing for the Mile Oak Monarchs, where he often played on the small football pitch to the rear of the Mile Oak Hotel. At the age of 7, Mark was approached by West Bromwich Albion and agreed to go for a trial lasting around 8 weeks, but he only went for a while, as he didn't really enjoy it. Shortly after his unsuccessful trial with the Baggies, at the age of 8, Mark joined Aston Villa and made his professional debut for them in 2009. After a brief loan spell at Wigan Athletic in 2013, he was released from Aston Villa in 2014 and signed for Leicester City, later winning the Premier League in 2015-2016 and the FA Cup in 2020-2021. Mark is also involved in a children's football coaching company, the Mark Albrighton Centre of Development, who run classes in the Tamworth area aimed at getting children involved in football activities. In May 2022, Mark received the Honorary Freedom of the Borough Award at Tamworth Town Hall for his charity work and services to sport in the local community. Robert Peel was born on February 5, 1788 in Bury, Lancashire, and later moved to Drayton Manor near Tamworth, where he stood as Conservative MP, representing Tamworth from 1830 until his untimely death. He also served twice as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, from 1834 to 1835 and 1841 to 1846, simultaneously serving as Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1834 to 1835, and twice as Home Secretary, 1822 to 1827 and 1828 to 1830. Peel is also remembered for the formation of the Metropolitan Police Force in 1829. Sadly, Sir Robert's grand Drayton Manor home, which cost £50,000 and 2 years to build, was demolished in 1926, and the site is now occupied by the Drayton Manor theme park. This clock tower is the only section of the property that escaped demolition and can still be seen today. On June 29, 1850, Sir Robert was riding his horse in London and was thrown to the ground. The horse landed on top of him, and he died 3 days later from his injuries. Statues of Sir Robert Peel can be found in various British and Australian locations, including his birthplace, Bury in Lancashire, and in Tamworth Town Centre, next to the Town Hall. William Gordon Bagnall was an engineer, best remembered for founding the locomotive builders W.G. Bagnall Limited, in 1875. Bagnall was born on the 19th of January 1852, at Cliff Hall near Tamworth. William was privately educated, and later went into banking. After 2 years he joined his father's business, John Bagnall and Sons, based in the West Midlands. In 1875 he left his father's firm and moved to Stafford, to establish his own company, building locomotives. In 1903, William became unwell and had to stop working. He sadly died a few years later, in 1907, aged 55. The company founded by Bagnall continued to operate until 1951, when it was sold to Brush Electrical Engineering and was later acquired by English Electric in 1955. W.G. Bagnall Limited ceased trading in 1962. After standing derelict for a while, the Stafford factory, where Bagnall once designed and built his locomotives, has now been demolished and replaced with housing. However, many of Bagnall's locomotives were preserved and can still be seen today, like this prototype shunting engine. William Bagnall's childhood home, Cliff Hall, a Grade III listed building that once stood between Tamworth and Kingsbury, was demolished in 1968. Michael Rowland Steele Bodger was a rugby union football player born in Tamworth on September 4, 1925. Steele Bodger played flanker for Harlequins and Barbarians, and was also president of the Barbarians Football Club. He was educated at Rugby School in Warwickshire, and was capped 9 times for England in post-war internationals, before his career was ended by a serious knee injury in 1949. He was appointed a CBE in the 1990s New Year's Honours List for services to the sport. With his rugby career now finished, he followed in his father's footsteps, becoming a veterinary surgeon at the family's practice in Tamworth. Steele Bodger was also one of the founding members of Tamworth Round Table in 1952. Mickey Steele Bodger passed away on May 9, 2019, aged 93. Julian David Cope was born on October 21, 1957, in Derry, Caerphilly in Wales, later moving with his family to Tamworth. Julian is best known for the formation of the 70s band The Teardrop Explodes. While living in Tamworth, he attended Wilnecote High School and once played Oliver in a musical production at the school. After failing his exams, Julian leaves Tamworth and shows up in Liverpool, where he attends the C.F. Mart Training College. Later in May 1977, Cope was a founding member of a Liverpool punk rock band, The Crucial Three, alongside guitarist Pete Wiley and singer Ian McCulloch. But the group disbanded 6 weeks later, without ever performing in public. In 1978, Julian forms The Teardrop Explodes, a post-punk neo-psychedelic band, and they released their first single, Sleeping Gas, in February 1979, on the Zoo record label, but the single never made it into the charts. Later in early 1981, they released their biggest hit, Reward, and the song peaks at number 6 in the UK charts. However, by 1982, while recording their third album, the band got into disputes and arguments, causing Cope to quit and retreat back to Tamworth. Now living in nearby Drayton Bassett, it was here he began working on his first solo album, World Shut Your Mouth, which was released in 1984. This was followed by his album, Fried, released 6 months later. The photo for the album's cover was taken at the Alvercote Mound near Tamworth, and showed a naked Cope, crouched on top of the slag heap, wearing only a large turtle shell. Julian is still involved with music and can be seen here performing on tour at London's Barbican Centre in 2020. Brian Pringle was a British character actor. Brian was the son of a vicar and was born on the 19th of January 1935 in Glasgow, Tamworth. The family later moved to Bolton in Lancashire, where Brian was raised. After leaving school, Pringle was trained at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London and won the 1954 Bancroft Gold Medal. Brian has appeared in numerous movies and TV shows, including Lawrence of Arabia, Auf Wiedersehen Pet, Inspector Morse, and Heartbeat. Brian also starred alongside Helen Mirren in the British crime drama Prime Suspect as pathologist Felix Norman. Brian Pringle passed away on May 15, 2002, aged 67. Colin Grazier was a sailor in the British Royal Navy and was born on May 7, 1920, in Two Gates, Tamworth. Whilst growing up, Colin attended the local school in Two Gates before moving to nearby Wilnecote Senior School. After leaving school and following the outbreak of the Second World War, Grazier enlisted in the Royal Navy, serving on HMS Petard. Before heading off to war, Colin married his childhood sweetheart, Olive Green, at Kingsbury Parish Church on the 25th of July 1942. And they made a home at number 211, Tamworth Road, Kingsbury, in Warwickshire. On the night of the 30th of October 1942, HMS Petard, assisted by aircraft of number 47 Squadron, were searching for enemy German submarine, U-559, in the Mediterranean Sea. After the German U-boat was located, it was attacked with depth charges, forcing the stricken boat to the surface, and its crew were taken on board under guard. Colin Grazier, alongside with Lieutenant Francis Fasson and canteen assistant Tommy Brown, jumped into the sea and began searching the rapidly sinking U-boat for any vital documents. Fasson and Grazier entered the submarine and passed vital documents and code books to Tommy Brown, who was waiting on the submarine's conning tower. Then, without warning, the sub slipped beneath the waves, taking Colin Grazier and Lieutenant Fasson along with it. Tommy Brown survived, but sadly died in 1945 whilst trying to rescue his sister from a house fire. Due to the bravery of all three men, and the recovery of the Enigma codes that changed the course of World War II, both Fasson and Grazier received the George Cross in 1943. And Tommy Brown later received the George Medal in 1945. A commemorative sculpture, comprising of 3 anchors, linked by a chain, stands in St. Editha's Square, in Tamworth town centre, to honour the bravery of Grazier and his 2 colleagues. Erin Kellyman is a British actress born on October 17, 1998. Erin grew up in Tamworth and attended Rawlett Secondary School, near Tamworth town centre. Erin also attended Birmingham Ormiston Academy, and was a graduate of the Nottingham Television Workshop. Erin first appeared on our screens in 2015, in the British television sitcom, Raised by Wolves, playing the role of Kathy, in 5 episodes. But she is probably best known for portraying Enfys Nest, a character in the movie Solo, a Star Wars story, who is the leader of a gang of pirates called the Cloud Riders.
I know you, don't I?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm Erin. I was in Solo with you.
Kellyman has also appeared alongside Warwick Davis in the 2022 TV series Willow, playing the character Jade. Erin is currently filming the upcoming movie Blitz, a World War II drama, due to be released late 2024. Charles Edwin Hatcher, better known by his stage name, Edwin Starr, was an American singer-songwriter, born in Nashville, USA, on January 21, 1942. The soul legend, who had a string of albums and singles, including popular hit records like War, Contact, and Happy Radio, moved to the UK in the 1980s, where he made a home in the village of Polesworth, near Tamworth, after purchasing Pooley Hall in 1985. But this was not Edwin's first visit to Tamworth, as in 1968, he opened his first major British tour, when he appeared at the Fosico Sports and Social Club, at Drayton Manor. Edwin mostly kept a low profile, but was occasionally seen in Tamworth town centre, surrounded by his assistants and security detail. Edwin also enjoyed occasionally getting involved in the local community. In 1994, he came to the rescue by starting the annual Atherstone Ball game, after another celebrity pulled out at the last minute. Also in 1994, Edwin did an interview on the former Tamworth Palace FM radio station. Around 2001, Edwin moved out of his Polesworth home and relocated to Beeston, in Nottinghamshire. Sadly, 2 years later, on April 2, 2003, Edwin Starr died from a heart attack at his Nottingham home, aged 61.